Welcome, everybody, to Spotlight 814. My name is Ryan Dolly, and I am here with the playwright of a brand new show that just opened in Meadville Community Theatre this past weekend. It's called Stall. You may know her as the author and illustrator of the Sheets trilogy of graphic novels and her most recent release under Harper Alley, Gumshoe. Or you may know her from her time on stage as Shelley Parker in Batboy and Kathy in the last 5 years. I remember her best as Frenchie in Cabaret. Welcome back, Brenna.
Hello, everybody.
Brenna Thummler. Now, Brenna, you have Stall going on. You wrote the show. Stall was originally, a 10-day play challenge?
Yes, I set this challenge
Yeah.
myself. It was, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was
Oh, no.
No.
This is just from my own head.
That's fair.
It was in 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I set I had sort of a deadline for myself to do this in 10 days, but that is not what the audiences are seeing.
Right.
For sure. That would have been horrible. It went through many edits, but I did do the first draft in 10 days.
Now, you took this to Oskar Eustis, right? And he kind of looked it over and gave you some notes?
Yeah, so I wrote this after I had a class with Oskar a couple summers ago, and the following summer I showed him the first draft, and basically he acted as sort of dramaturg on it. Like he just sort of talked about his couple ideas that would improve the overall storyline, and that's when I started doing all the edits on it.
Yeah. So who is Oskar? Our people here in Erie don't know who Oskar Eustis is.
Yeah. Oskar Eustis is the artistic director of the Public Theater in New York. Best known for
Hamilton?
Yeah, like being the reason Hamilton happened, I guess. Like Hamilton was first at the Public before it moved to Broadway.
Right.
Also Suffs was at the Public. So those are kind of the two big shows that were at the Public.
Yeah. Now, tell us about Stall. Nobody knows the story.
Yeah, it is about a college junior named Fig who is in sort of a toxic relationship with Figwig, who is the personification of her eating disorder. And it's about their toxic relationship, but then also just sort of all the different toxic relationships of their floor mates and also their relationships with each other. So it's just sort of the inside look at the drama that is happening in this college dorm bathroom, and a lot about identity and the pursuit of success as far as art school goes, because they're all at an art school. It also takes place in a bathroom, which is one of the reasons.
Whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing, which is one of the reasons it's called Stall.
Yeah.
Bathroom stalls.
Love it. I saw the show last week and I loved it. It was brilliantly written. That's really hard to say.
Brilliantly written.
Brilliantly written. And people laughed. People cried. I did both.
Inhabitability.
Now tell us, how did you get Stall on MCT's radar?
MCT has a form. Actually, I'm not sure if it's still there. When I first applied, they had an open form for people to fill out and be like, submit a play, and also submit a director. So basically, if there is a director interested in doing a show, specifically in your original show, and you have an original show, you can kind of sign up as a team and be like, we are committed to doing this. The thing about MCT is that it's all volunteer. There are really no, even the board is just all volunteer positions. Like there's no artistic director or anything. So everything is just whoever's available and who can commit. So, and the budgets are also really, really low. It's like, it's basically about the director finding a team who is very passionate about doing something and finding their own people, which, I mean, Autumn Vogel and Julia Kemp were at the helm of this, and it could not have been in better hands as far as the storytelling goes, but also just being so well connected in the community and knowing so many great people who are willing to work on this. So because of all the people who were able to be committed so early on, we were able to get MCT on board for putting it on.
That's great. And what is your experience working with MCT on this project?
For me personally, I kind of stepped away. Like I wanted this to be their vision. I didn't really want to be at the rehearsal saying like, oh, I think this is how it should be done, because one of the best parts about seeing your work in its earliest forms on a stage is knowing what the actors and directors are getting from it, so
Mm,
you know what needs to be changed. And so letting them have the space to play around with it taught me a lot, and it was more important that I was not there.
yeah.
So I don't really have that much experience working on this or with the MCT,
Mhm.
but just the fact that they are willing to allow an original work to be put on their stage so openly,
Yeah.
yeah, clearly a great experience. I
Yeah.
will say this is the final show in the first season at the new space at the, Penny Smith Theater in Cussawaba Square, and it's not really a theater. It is
It's a built
it's a building,
yeah.
a very large space, very tall ceilings,
Mhm.
not the most ideal for sound, not the most ideal for anything theatrical. However, in the single year that it has been open, MCT is already making so many improvements. They've got an incredible lighting system, plenty of seats on risers that can be moved easily depending on what show they're putting on, so it's, easily transformable. There's so much potential in this space, and I've seen a lot of growth already, and so I have high hopes that it'll continue to grow.
Yeah, and it's so new, it can only make improvements.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see what they do with it next season. They have a great season coming up.
And I think they do have plans to do something about the sound as well.
So you talked about Autumn Vogel, who's directing.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about the rest of the creative team and about Autumn.
Well, who doesn't know the greatness that is Autumn
You
Vogel?
know?
If you don't, Autumn is so incredibly active in the Meadville scene, on the city council, just constantly doing incredible things for the community and very artistically intelligent.
Yeah.
Just I was able to attend, a few of the rehearsals and just hearing her ideas and her notes, just I only had to be there one day to know that it was in incredibly good hands. So Autumn is an incredible person. I mean, and Julia Kemp, the fact that she was on this team as well. Everybody, do I need to say who Julia is? I don't think
You
I
don't need
do.
to. Yeah.
But
Everybody knows Julia.
yeah, but Julia, artistic director of the Academy Theater, an incredible director at the
She
Academy.
is.
This is, typically she gets paid to do this. And again, this is all volunteer. And she was willing to step in and volunteer what she usually gets paid for.
On top of her other job.
On top, yeah, on top of staying with the Academy.
Yeah.
So just having her there meant everything. Aside from them though, Joe Grabinski, who usually does a lot of sets work at the Academy, designed this set, and it was so perfect. It was beautifully
It
done.
really is nice.
It's something that I did not expect. I did not expect it was going to be so grungy and dark,
Mhm.
and I loved it.
Yeah. It's perfect.
I that's great. Julia, I know, helped to dress the set with all the drawings and posters that are on the wall and such. Jira Lodge and Mary Dillon did all the costume work, and thankfully, because of our connection with Julia with the Academy,
Mhm.
they borrowed some costumes from the Academy, but then a lot of the costumes were just pulled from people's wardrobes, and so they had the cast kind of send them photos of options and took the time to make all of these documents with different options, like different outfits assembled. So much work they did on that. Margaret West and Dan Slozat did a lot of work on sound and lighting. Margaret's going to be filming it. Lee Scandinaro helped with sound stuff, just general logistics of everything he
Mhm.
helped with. Tanya McDowell is our stage manager. So just so many familiar faces from Meadville who are everybody probably knows all of these people honestly because they're the ones who are always involved in
It's like everyone
everything.
in Meadville pitched in. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
just
amazing.
an incredible team.
And how about the cast? Who's all in the show?
Again, incredible.
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for a better turnout of people. Ella Worley and Karina Del Greco are sort of our two leads, Fig and Figwig. And we've got Josie Lazeski Edge, Zara McClemens, Ashley Meyer, Amaya Andrews, and then Elise Palmer, who are rounding out the rest of the cast. And they're so talented. All these characters are incredibly complicated. They have good sides, bad sides, their highs and lows. And Julia and Autumn worked a lot with them for, you know, carrying out their vision,
Mm.
but these actors had to do a lot of their own soul searching and deciding how they were going to bring these characters to life. And their characters they're not familiar with.
Right.
It's brand new people who all they know is what is written on the paper, and not a lot is written on the paper as far as who these characters are.
Yeah.
And there is so little that I didn't imagine myself. Like, they just understood who I was writing
Yeah.
and what more could a playwright want.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about your writing is that the way you write, it just tells a story and it kind of brings the character out on its own.
That yeah, that's I mean, I've that's what has so kindly been said by some of my friends in the cast. I All of my work, even my work for kids' books, is
Yeah.
pretty character driven.
Yeah.
I always start with a lot of character development beforehand, and I think it's all about it's not really what the characters are going through as far as action and journey. It's more about, like, what's going on internally,
Yeah.
and that's good to know if that's the case. I think that hopefully, based on what they were able to put on stage, speaks to my writing. I'd like to think that.
It does. It does. I've read your work and I've seen what's happening on stage and I think it translates perfectly. What do you think the importance of original works in a small town like Meadville is?
I think, like I mentioned before, it's so important for playwrights to have a stage to actually see their work done. A play is not a script. A
No.
play is a staged piece, and you're not going to know what your story is until you actually see it in front of you.
Yeah.
And yeah, having a space that's willing to do that for somebody, and this entire team of creatives willing to volunteer their time for that as well, it is what a playwright needs in order to even just have a successful piece of work. I also think that community theater, right? It's about your
Mm. Yeah,
community
absolutely.
and supporting stories that are coming from people who grew up where you're from is pretty incredible. And the number of people who show up and trust in original works is pretty impressive. You have no idea what you're getting yourself
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
But the times that I've done original pieces, it's been such a blast because it's coming from the minds of people that you know and love. And it's so exciting to just have that availability in such a small town. I mean, obviously original works usually start like everything new starts somewhere and it's usually in a big city, like the bigger shows.
Yeah.
But it's gotta start somewhere, and why not Meadville?
Yeah. Why not Erie? Why not Franklin? We have so many talented writers and artists in these towns.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, what's to say that just because you live in a big city makes you a stronger writer?
Right. Yeah, nothing.
People assume they're going to the city, they're going to see, "Oh, this is the real art.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where the real art is." And anyone who's from a small town can't write at all. But no, like, people have poured a lot of their time. Same with acting and directing.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because they're not acting in a big city or directing
Or
this
on Broadway,
nicely,
yeah.
yeah, it doesn't mean they don't have incredible talent. There are people who have never acted in a show in their life, and they're already incredible. Like,
Exactly.
sometimes it's just who you are, and that's what this whole process has been about for me, is just working with incredibly good people. It's not a I mean, obviously, they're all incredibly talented and intelligent. They're also just genuinely good people, and to me, that's what matters.
Now that Stall is open on a small stage, do you hope to see it go outside of Meadville?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Anyone who's listening who has a stage. Uh,
Have a show.
yeah, I mean, of course, I think I'm so pleased that really for the audiences who've already seen it, of all the work that's been done, how professional everything is for the show. Like I said, I could not have been happier with everything that has happened.
Well, and the reactions from the audience have been incredible.
Oh my gosh, like, I people coming up to me crying afterwards and being so grateful for having this. That's the thing. It feels weird to be like, "This is important," because
It is.
I'm so biased, but This show's heavy, and it's just something that's not talked about,
Mm,
and that's what I always like to write about, are topics that are not talked about and need to be talked about,
yeah.
and I needed this.
And this is
Other people.
based on your experience, right?
It is,
Yeah.
yeah, and there is a universality? Is that a word? You know,
It can
the
be.
the universe. There's, like a collectivism within the personal story. It's something that so many people experience, and the character of Figwig is particular to my experience. However, everybody has a Figwig.
Mhm.
It may not come in this exact form, but
Whether it's addiction or like literally any other problem that any person might have.
people know what it's like to have an internal voice that they're battling with,
Yeah.
and that's who Figwig is. It's just like this imaginary frenemy who is attempting to be Fig's friend,
Mhm.
but leading her astray.
Yeah.
And we all have voices like that, and I think it's incredibly important for all people, all genders, all ages, especially though women who have dealt with the problems that you should go and check out in the show
Yes.
this coming week, the closing weekend.
Yeah, so you guys close on Sunday, right?
Yeah, we have 3 more shows, the 12th, 13th, and 14th of June.
Awesome. And you are currently taking over MCT's Instagram for the week, right?
Yes,
And where can our listeners find MCT?
at MCT Backstage on Instagram. Also Meadville Community Theatre on Facebook.
Okay. And Brenna Thummler.
Oh, that's me.
At Brenna Thummler.
That's my Instagram.
All right. And yeah, so catch Stall at Meadville Community Theatre from, well, last week it opened June 5th and it runs to the 14th. And where can you get tickets?
You can get them on mctbackstage.org.
I
Is
check.
it org? mctbackstage.org. You can also call their box office, and that information is on their website as well. And you can also get them at the door if you want to take the risk. But let's fill that house. Let's get the tickets beforehand. It's .com.
Nah, wah wah.
it's it's mctbackstage.com, and that'll bring you right to the main page, and you click the first button that comes up to buy tickets, and it'll
Awesome.
take you to the page.
And we're going to talk about one more thing real quick before we let you go. Spotlight 814 is bringing back the drama book club at Warner Books. On July 11th, we will be discussing the play Oh Mary by Cole Escola.
Who looked so divine
Yes,
at the Tonys.
so good. This will be moderated by Zachary Hoffman, and Zach has some details he wants me to give out. So it'll be the second Saturday of every month at 10 a.m. So July 11th is our first one, and that's Oh Mary. And you can get the play at Warner ahead of time. You can read some of it or all of it and just come ready to discuss. Zach will be the moderator, and the discussion will be guided by what everyone says and thinks about the show. And it's going to be a lot of fun to discuss these plays. And we'll tell you what other ones are coming up after that. But be there on July 11th for the first Spotlight 814 Book Club, Oh Mary by Cole Escola. Check it out. You're going to love it. It's so funny, so silly, and it's going to be great. So,
I will not be here for that, but I look forward to reading the play regardless.
Brenna, thank you for joining me. And
Yes, thanks for talking stall. Everybody, come out and see it. This is your final chance to maybe see it ever, and it's important.
it
And
is.
you're going to laugh. It's so like here's the thing.
It's
I
so
can
funny.
say
It's so funny.
like dark, yes, but everyone was laughing a lot. I promise you'll laugh. I also hope you cry.
You will. So get those tickets. Check it out this weekend in Meadville. Penny Smith Theater, Cusawaga Square.
Mhm. There's a restaurant right nearby, Domenico's is
Domenico,
new.
great.
You can eat there beforehand. You can get some frozen yogurt over at Cusawaga Square. It's a really beautiful space if the weather's nice.
Mm.
Yeah, so nice to walk around. So, yeah, come out and see Stall for their Your Last Chance.
Stall by Brenna Thummler.
Stall by Brenna Thummler.
Thank you, Brenna.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.